Just watch the first like 10,
Yeah,
15 minutes.
Yeah, nice background there.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So it
oh, I remember
says.
Void was retarded this game. I think. Not sure.
All right. So what we're gonna look at is just the first 10 minutes, first 10 to 15 minutes of the game. All right.
Okay.
So your starting items pretty straightforward. Nothing to talk about.
I think in this one I just went on the safe bet that the invoker was going to put some early points in Qua, so I went for all the kind of the early game safe damage that I could.
All right. When you are playing mid, you don't want to go to this rune. What's going on?
Oh, one of the guys snuck a ward there on my high ground.
Okay.
So
No. So the issue is not the ward. The issue is that you actually didn't bother getting the rune for some reason. Why
yeah,
didn't you go for the rune?
I I can't remember. I think it was probably some like greedy.
But do you normally go for the rune?
I normally do. I think it was one of those like my teammates were insisting on stealing that necro or some. I
And
can't
you
remember.
normally go to this rune as a mid laner?
Um, I'm trying to remember that. Normally, what I'll do is try and convince one of the supports with the stun to smoke and contest the Dyer's bot lane rune
Yeah.
if I'm
Okay.
on Radiant.
Okay.
I can't remember why. That's normally I'll try and take my hard lane rune if I can.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I
So
don't.
when you are, you never really want to contest the enemy rune. That's just straight up. Don't ever do it. If your teammates are doing it, just tell them not to do it. If you are in the dire side, you want to make sure you go to this rune. And if you
Yeah,
are radiant, then you want to make sure you go to this rune. The reason for that is it's quicker to get back in the lane.
yeah.
And the reason why you want to get back to lane, well, obviously because you want
So
to
you can
get
get the
back in
block.
time for getting the last hits, obviously, but you want to try and get the block, and the block is quite important um,
Absolutely.
to maintain your high ground, to have a better lane, and etc. etc. But I'm not going to stress too much about blocking at the moment. But one thing that I am going to stress on is that you should have had taken the rune. Now, your first laser usage here is actually very important because with this laser usage, what you want to do is you want to try to get the deny. Every single time you use a laser, you want to get a deny, and that's the only time you want to use laser. So right
Ooh,
now
hold on.
you use
Hang
laser.
on. Let me grab a pen real quick. I'm gonna start writing stuff down.
All right.
Okay.
So when you use laser on level one, you've got a 3 second blind. So 3 second blind is a very very long time. And
Absolutely.
what you want to do is right now this creep is pretty damn low. He's about to die. In fact,
Yeah.
after this projectile from this range creep, he's gonna die. And you just use laser on Slark, which is fantastic. Now what you should have done is you should have denied
It's
this creep right now. You deny this creep, and then your second right click could have been this last hit. So what you do is you manage to get the first deny and first last hit, and then you aggro creeps, and now you're in a very very safe area, and you keep on improving your chances on getting more and more denies. Normally, you want to save your laser to either do what you did, but always try to make sure you deny the range creep because the range creeps
gives
actually
way more
almost
XP.
double. Yeah, it's almost double the experience
Hmm.
compared to a melee creep. So you want to 100% try to deny the range creep every single time. And the way
Absolutely.
you do that is you laser the guy before every time before he is about to go for the last hit for the range creep. And in fact, in this particular situation, you didn't even need to laser him. You could have just literally right clicked this range creep because he just doesn't seem to want to go for it. In fact, he never actually right clicked it. He actually simply uh, he just accidentally got it because of his
Right.
dark pack. All right.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good because that would have put him way, way, way behind.
Also, your movements are very weird because you are on the high ground. It's very, very good positioning where you are at. And then for some reason you right click the Slark and you aggro the creeps, that's something that's not good. And then you actually move closer to the Slark instead of
Hmm.
either staying where you
Yeah.
were or moving slightly back. You actually, if he's a melee hero, you're a ranged hero, you don't need to get in the melee range of him, but you
Yeah.
allowed him to get so close. And then you were at 400 HP, nearly one two thirds of your HP, and the
Yep.
guy is at one fifth. And then you actually chased him and lost like,
A fuck ton.
yeah,
Almost 300 HP right
250. You lost 250 HP for absolutely no reason, and now you are exactly the same HP as Slark is, who who made bad judgment calls and lost a lot of his HP. So
there. Right.
um, so played very poorly, very poorly, very um, greedy play there. Now he
Wait,
went to the
real
shrine.
quick. Real quick. Go back 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, right here, would it have been more valuable to get my last hit or deny that range creep since he was in XP range?
Okay, so if you had actually denied this range creep, right here,
Okay.
if you had
Yeah, I
denied the
would have
range
would
creep,
have missed the last hit, definitely.
no, you wouldn't have, because if you'd actually denied the range creep, then there's nothing to hit the melee creep.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah. Okay, so
uh,
if I denied his and I would have come out ahead. Okay.
yeah,
All
he
right.
probably wouldn't have denied your second thing. What you could have done is you could have immediately lasered the creep.
Lasered him.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, go right there. Go back. You
yeah,
see
you missed
I
the last.
lasered him to deny the range creep.
Yeah, but you missed. No, you didn't try to deny the range creep. You just tried to get your own creep, but you missed it.
Mm,
Yeah, that's fine. Like these small last hit mistakes, that's not a big issue.
yeah.
Tanking creeps is a big issue, so you need to be very much aware of the creep advantage, who has a creep advantage, how much creeps, where are the creeps, when are they going to move to you. Like, look at that movement. He moved up and you moved closer to him. You should never ever move closer to a melee hero. You need to keep your
Yeah.
distance. It's a good thing that he turned around, because he definitely would have had advantage there. He could have actually, does he have pounce? He could have literally pounced you, and there's nothing at all you can do. He pounces you. He uses a dark pack. Even if you laser him, there's not much you can do, because the
Yeah.
laser is going to wear off immediately. So he could have done some serious damage to you. Not to mention he had creep advantage there. So you would have been in a trade. You would have lost very heavily. Not to mention he steals 1 strength per hit, which is
Yeah.
how much is that?
40
One
HP or
one
20
strength is
HP.
20
Yeah.
HP. Yeah, so he's just stealing 20 HP per hit anyway. So after 3 hits, you're actually down 600
Six.
and 660 HP as a you know maximum HP anyway. So it's a big
Oh,
deal.
that was a terrible last hit.
The last hitting is it's important, but it's you're doing a fair job. It's not too bad so far. It's your movements and your lane control that is actually the bigger issue. Like, you haven't really used your and laser now. Perfect. The Slark made a big mistake here, um,
Definitely.
but
Yeah,
you
this
not
Slark was
really
bad. You'll see that throughout the whole game.
like he you're not really taking the maximum advantage that you can in this lane. So the guy is let's look at the levels right before you. XP per minute wise, okay, he's doing pretty well. I guess that one time that you actually drove him out of the lane um,
Yeah,
actually put you at a much higher XP advantage. Yeah, and this is the kind of a game that I mean, like, if you had been maxing out March of the Machines, there's absolutely no way you get this kill, and on
no.
top of that, you can actually get kill after kill on this guy
Yeah.
at this point, because
And,
you
and and not to spoil it, but that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna
um,
continue to destroy this
don't
Slark.
when you have when you don't see, this is the way it works now. If you actually don't see the um
The icon.
the
Yeah,
icon
I
that
actually just learned that like 2 or 3 games ago.
okay, okay,
Yeah, it shows up on the mini map.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't see it and the icon, if the icon is standing there, like if there was an icon here, that doesn't guarantee that the rune is there,
Because
right?
it's in fog. Yeah,
Because it's in fog, yeah, and one of your teammates hasn't seen it. But if it's on your side and like if the icon is not there, then guaranteed the rune is not there, guaranteed. So there's no
guaranteed.
point even going to it.
Yeah, I know if my rune is or my bounty rune, I should say, is in fog, and my or an allied teammate, like if they're smoked or whatever, if they steal it, it still will be there. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm rune checking.
This guy's dead again.
This Sark, yeah, he's definitely dead again.
You couldn't laser.
I don't know if I was in range or not there.
Now he might be dead.
Oh, he's definitely, yeah.
Fairy fire, fairy fire. Oh god.
Oh God! Oh, I'm so bad.
If you'd fairy fired and used rockets, he would have died.
Definitely.
Did you have rockets? You didn't.
No.
I guess maybe he would have might have chased. He could have died actually.
Yeah, he
Except
would definitely because he
he
had
would have
tower.
lived actually because 220, 200. Yeah, he would have lived. If you'd put one more point in rockets, then he would have died instead of March of the Machine. Also, this is a very very weird committal here. Not putting like all of a sudden you've decided to start putting points in March. This is a waste of a level, complete waste of level. Even if you are maxing out March of the Machines, you never ever want to use March at level one. So there's no point in having March at level one.
I
It just doesn't do any.
I think I did that just because I had fountain regen.
Yeah, no, I know. At this point, that's why you did it. But what I'm saying is, there's no point putting a point in March because you're not going to use it.
Oh, I should have
So
saved it. Is what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no. What I mean is, actually should have put points in these laser rocket, because you've already you've seen that you are just completely destroying the Slark, and
Yeah.
you're heavily over leveled at this point, and anybody who comes to the lane is just dead. Like if you look at anybody like this guy is 780 HP.
780. Oh
That's
God.
like
I, yeah, I got five something worth of nukes.
yeah, like if you can manage to, you know, laser him twice, like laser him once if he doesn't regen up, and you have 14 seconds later you have another razor, he's dead.
He's dead.
Similar thing for pretty much except Axe maybe. Pretty much everybody else, like you just whoever comes to, nobody can come to the lane here. Um,
Yeah.
you're dead here for sure.
Mm,
Oh god, they played it so badly, so
they
bad.
did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 2K is no joke, man. These.
Yeah,
It's.
I mean, once again, if you had,
Yeah. Let's. Oh, you're gonna replay it. Oh, you
no,
know
no,
what? I think just the simple animation.
I kind of want to end the replay here because there's like they've just fed you at this point, and
Yeah.
a tinker with travels at 8 minutes. Yeah, no, it's game's over.
It's. Yeah.
I mean, after this, even if you lose, is no point in looking at this game because the biggest thing with the tinker is his early. I mean, we can jump ahead to sort of like the mid game once you have Blink Dagger because there's a few things to talk about right
Sure.
here. Um, looks like you have Blink about. Here we go. Now you're gonna have Blink. There we go. Okay. All right. So once you have Blink, it's important to make the right decisions when it comes to pushing out lanes and farming in general. Like right now, okay, it's good that you're farming and pushing out this way because nobody else in your team can farm or push out this way, so it's completely fine. But what a lot of Tinker players do is they take up all the farm of their teammates, and you'll notice this. If you do this, then you'll notice that in a lot of your Tinker games, your cores won't actually have a lot of items, and you'll complain to them sometimes, and you'll be like, yo, or your teammates will be like, hey, why don't you have farm like to the carry or um whatever core. And the reason why they don't have farm is because you're actually taking up all the farm. For example, when you push out this top wave, when you pushed out
Yeah.
this top wave, that actually means that this wave is now not going to be able to push into this tower, which means that whoever was going to TP to this tower and farm, they're not able
Can't,
to do that. And now your
yeah.
team kind of has to sort of hug together in any lane where you're not actually taking farm. So it looks like at the moment you're taking up farm in this lane as well as this lane. So your team pretty much has no choice but to stay in the mid lane and take the farm and look for kills and look for fights and things like that. And maybe this is a good team where your allies, the team doesn't really need too much farm. But if there was an anti mage or any carry who needs a lot of farm, then your team is screwed because they don't have any place to farm. You're taking up two entire lanes and they are in all four of the people are left with one lane plus a jungle, which maybe you're also taking a little bit of, which Tinker players do. And that also means that if the enemy team, comes into the jungle, that's it, the team is screwed. So it's decisions like
That
these which are important.
that is one of the things I do. I try to be mindful. If I have like an anti-mage or Medusa, well, I'm probably not gonna pick Tinker necessarily if we have a Medusa. It's that's pretty greedy. But if we have a true carry in safe lane, like I usually do my best to not compete with them
It's
for.
not competing. Like you don't feel when you're pushing out this way lane where nobody's there, you don't feel like it's competing. But the problem
Well, yeah.
is,
Well, I mean, like if the lane is like if I can do a quick map check and see like, oh, they got two range creeps, I got one, it'll push to my tower. Like I'll try to ping it ahead of time to let my carry know, hey, go farm this. Especially if it's like
uh,
an anti-mage with a battle fury or something.
yeah. Okay, so this blink here is a very very dangerous blink. This should have gotten you killed. There's three enemy heroes. You blinked into three enemy heroes. They are just so far behind that they had a solid 3 or 4 seconds and they couldn't kill you. So
Yeah.
that kind of a blink, it's really really bad.
Wait, rewind. Where do you recommend that what I should have done?
You shouldn't have blinked. Straight up, you
I should have
that's
just straight up stayed
yeah.
where I
You
was.
should have just stayed behind your
I
team or
'cause I guess so. My thought was because right here, looking at his HP, he's dead from laser rocket. So I was thinking maybe if I could blink in quick enough, I could laser rocket him,
yeah,
and he
but
should be
like
dead.
after you laser rocket, you're putting yourself in a place where you're gonna die.
Yeah, because I
So
got no escape.
yeah, maybe if the guy has like six kills, 0 deaths, like a huge kill streak, and you're gonna get like 600-700 gold from getting the kill, then it might be okay because you are
Yeah.
giving up your life for a big kill streak. But if that's not the case, then you definitely shouldn't be going there. And this is exactly what I was talking about just before. Like your entire team is fighting here. You should have been
And
here. You should have TP'd here
yep,
and helped out your team in some way. But you actually decide to farm up the lane,
yep.
and it's
And
like quite
I'm
clear
pretty
to
sure that
see.
pay for it. Yep, 1, 2, 3,
Like if
4.
you
Yep,
see that every all of your entire team is dead, and that's pretty much because you decided to farm instead of fight, and
yep,
I guess you died as well. So
yep. Absolutely.
it's just these are the decisions that I was talking about at the beginning of our conversation. That you first need to learn these meta things and meta hero things before you can start to learn about the hero. Like once again, this particular blink, you saw Invoker was there. Invoker is one
Yeah.
of the heroes who can actually catch Tinker out. If Invoker throws out a tornado in this
Tornado.
direction, I mean
Oh
he's pretty
fuck.
underfarmed at this point. But if 18 minutes in, if he was a regular Invoker, he could have actually killed you right there. Even
Right.
if he'd built proper items, he throws out a tornado, he catches you 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Because I think 17 minutes he should be
Yeah.
pushing. He shouldn't have it if he has Ags by 17 minutes. It's fucking GG. But he should be
I mean,
pushing
he's making
Ags.
the wrong items, but that's besides the point. Once again, blinking. Look at where you're blinking. You're blinking, and this is such a
Right
dangerous.
into
So
fog. That was dumb.
yeah, where you should have been blinking is like you came here. You have absolutely no vision on anybody. So you just either stay here or go towards your team. And where is your team? Your team is actually here. So you kind of have to wait for your team to
Yeah.
actually get vision, start initiation, start doing stuff. And if there's a Slark there, what's the point? He's gonna go invis, gonna use his ult, so many things that he can do. So once again, you're just escaping by the skin of your teeth. Like this is, you're so lucky every single time.
Yep.
Not to mention that Slark, he's got no wow. Yeah. So
Yeah. No, he didn't have shit.
even what he does have is the wrong item. So right here, you could have been a deterrence factor, right? Right. What you could have done instead of TPing here to farm this thing, what you could have done is you could have TP'd to the tower and you just throwing out your rockets constantly over and over and over again to the point
Yeah.
where the Slardar and whoever else is in Vision, they are so low in HP that they have no choice but to go back to
Wait, how
base.
much how much HP does Axe have? Like 50?
Yeah, it's
She's
like
level 50.
1200, 1250
Yeah.
HP. So what you could have done is just thrown out 3 or 4 rockets, and then suddenly these guys have to go back to base. If these guys go
Yeah.
back to base, it just opens up so much space for your team to do whatever they want to do. Maybe they want to push the wave, maybe they want to farm, maybe this void wants to go in for a team fight. And if you had already brought this guy down to um, uh, um, a little bit less HP, if you'd even thrown out one set of rockets, this guy was dead guaranteed. Okay, maybe 2 rockets. Yeah, so if you'd thrown out 2 rockets earlier when I was telling you, the guy would have been dead 100% right now.
Yeah,
And this
definitely.
fight, this fight had no chance of going bad anyway for you guys. But if it had a chance of going bad, it wouldn't have because you'd already, lowered 2 people's HP to the point where they're completely useless in a team fight. So this is the kind of thing. These are the kind of things that you need to learn and do as a tinker. Like I hope you don't think aggressive. Yeah. This is how you should play tinker. The way you did just played right now. You came in, you TP to the safe um,
You,
creep. This is not gonna die. You blink to the high ground where okay, there's a slight chance that maybe somebody would could have been standing up here, but very low chance, right?
yeah, or
You
maybe they have that ward right there, but
yeah.
I doubt.
So maybe in 3,000 MMR higher, I would have actually advised the person to blink in this direction because it's harder. It's you got more vision around here.
Right.
So, but you blinked in a place where it's safe, nobody's gonna get to you, and then you stayed up there. You kept throwing out your spells. You kept throwing out laser rockets and rearm, laser rocket, rearm. You didn't blink anywhere aggressively. You did your job. That's it. That's all you can be expected to do. Yes,
Right.
you could have blinked in aggressively, taken some damage, taken some attention off your allies. Could have potentially actually gone better for your team. You could have died, but the entire enemy team would have died. But that is
Right.
not the way you play Dota. That kind of those kind of decisions may work in 1 or 2 games, but most of the time it's actually gonna get you completely destroyed. And this is the reason why Spirit Breaker is a threat because you make these plays. You
Yep.
blink in
Right
into
there.
vision.
Right
Yeah,
vision.
yeah. And this guy can did not kill you. That's just pathetic. So
I
this
was.
you would
Oh,
have
you can see the all chat. I'm talking
you,
ridiculous amounts of shit this
you would
game.
have died. You should have died here 100% if this guy had
Absolutely.
coordinated even a little bit with the invoker, even a little bit.
Because I barely dodged that. I remember that play. I remember
Mm.
like, yeah, laughing out loud.
At this point, if you notice, you're actually pushing all 3 lanes. You're taking farm in all 3 lanes, and it's once again. Look at the void. It's 23 minutes. He's just got one item. He's like your team is quite poor.
Yeah. I will say
I
that's one of the things I've been paying attention to because I will say it's within the last maybe week that I've learned where, because with the map changes from 7.0, where to stand in the jungle to get double farm or to get
yeah
double camps with your march. Like I used to know exactly where all those were prior to 7.0, but once everything changed, obviously I had to kind of readjust.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
every time
just
you
like
every
like for example on Radiant where it's now a medium camp where the Ancients used to be, you can hit the hard and the medium camp with one march
mm,
by the
yep.
rune.
I mean that's something that you can go and learn, and it'll take you 5 minutes to do. So that's not a big issue. The big issue is doing things like these where you're just
Like
standing like in visionary. So
yeah,
you
stupid. Like
definitely, yeah, you definitely need to like blinking here. This is very dangerous. Once again,
wait,
you could have blinked.
rewind it.
Yeah, blinking here, like you need to be aware of where you're blinking. You don't just randomly tap on your blink dagger. You need to be very, very well aware of where you put your blink dagger and what your movement is afterwards. Like you just blinked here. This is not. This is a place where this is the first place that if somebody's coming to chase you, this is the first place
They're
they're
gonna
gonna come and come and find you because this is
So
a
you
straight up path.
put your cursor where you recommend I should have blinked.
So when you travel here, you blink right here because this is going to be a harder either here or in this spot because this spot they
Okay.
actually can't get to, and if they
What
want to get to
about
this,
go left more? What about by that largest tree left?
the thing is, if you go towards this area, then this is fog. This is you don't see anything from here, right? So
Yeah,
the moment you see them, they're gonna see you. But if
yeah,
you actually blink in this direction, your march is still gonna affect all of this, but you're actually gonna see whoever is coming much much sooner. So you can
yeah,
actually rearm and blink away. You're gonna have much more time to react.
yeah.
So you're actually giving yourself time. I know why you're blinking here. You're blinking here so you can get a catapult, but catapult is not worth your life.
Right.
All right, so I can end the replay here.
Yeah, because at this point in the game, I'm just destroying them. Like I'm first place
Yeah.
by far.